Back in 2012, West Ham were promoted to the Premier League and have stayed in the league ever since, establishing themselves as a solid mid-table side. Last season, West Ham finished 6th in the league and secured European football for the first time in a while, but silverware still eludes them. It was way back in 1980 when West Ham last lifted a trophy, the FA Cup to be precise, after beating Arsenal 1-0, with Trevor Brooking scoring arguably West Ham's most important ever goal. That was the last day West Ham fans felt any kind of success. And West Ham fans deserve better. West Ham are well known for the West Ham way of playing football. Attacking, exciting football ingrained in the we'll score more than you mentality. With players like Di Canio, Joe Cole and even Arnautovic more recently, West Ham have always had excellent players going forward. The West Ham way has produced some incredibly exciting prospects, as well as some incredibly exciting football, but have not always produced the best results. That is, until now. I believe the West Ham way can conquer the Premier League as well as Europe, but there is only one way to find out. So with that being said, welcome to the West Ham way. Here we are then, manager of West Ham United in what is a landmark season. First things first though, is to have a look at the club vision. Remember, we are playing in the West Ham way, so playing attacking football, yes. Develop players using the youth system, yes. Sign players for the future, yep. Don't sign players over 30, no problem. And sign high reputation players, well, we'll see what we can do with that one. We accept that vision and let's get to work. The squad we have at West Ham here is a very, very solid mid-table squad. We have some stars, of course, but we have some areas of weakness. In goal, Lucas Fabianski, 4-star ability, an outrageously good goalkeeper on his day, but 35 years old, might be his final season here, who knows. Within the defence, there is a lot that needs to be worked on really, especially in this centre-back position. We don't really have any standout players. We have Issa Diop, who has a lot of potential, who definitely can start from the beginning, but other than him, we have ageing centre-halves. So, transfer window business, I'm going to say centre-half, main priority at the moment. Our wing-backs are absolutely solid. Of course, Declan Rice is within this group, but he won't be playing in the defence. Of course, he'll be in midfield. Speaking of midfield, it is stacked within the centre midfield position. Of course, we've got Rice, Thomas Soucek, and Mark Noble, who can all do a job in the middle. Out on the wings, we've got Antonio, Jared Bowen, even Fornals can play out there. So we have a lot of talent here. We have Nathan Holland, who is a young player coming through. Not quite sure if he's good enough to play a part this season, but of course we are trying to incorporate the youth. One glaring problem with West Ham's squad, however, is there is no recognised striker other than Michail Antonio, but 30 years old, I just don't think he's good enough to be the leading striker for West Ham United. So our initial transfer targets, centre-back and striker for sure. We may not need to at the transfer window because, of course, one of our targets is to bring through some youth. And having a look at the under-23s here, we have some potential. We have this guy, Odubeko, who, of course, is not ready for first-team football. He's a long way away from it, but has that 3.5 potential with a 4.5 potential based on his game time. So he could be the future. Who knows? We also have Connor Coventry, who, could be a bit part player if injuries happen. I think I'll be sending him out on loan though, just to try and get him a bit more game time. In the under-18s, we have this 16-year-old centre-back here, Jamal Baptiste, who has a lot of potential. He has attributes in all the right places, already 6'2" at 16, 14 marking, 14 heading, 14 positioning. I think this guy is going to be very, very good. With a little bit of game time, a little bit of tutoring, he's going to be a solid centre-back in the future. But that is in the future. Right now, we need to be looking at this squad and seeing how we can improve. With the finances we have at the moment, 1.9 million in the bank, it doesn't look like a lot of improvements can be afforded, really. We have a transfer budget of 7 million. Next season, we're supposed to be getting about 24. So this season it could be a case of wheeling and dealing and seeing who we can get through the door. We do have some players who we can sell. We've got 3 goalkeepers in the first team here, all over 30. Darren Randolph's worth a lot of money, so it might be worth cashing in on him, maybe bringing in a youth goalkeeper. We've got Craig Dawson and Angelo Ogbonna, who are, of course, 30 plus. They're worth a lot of money too, so we might try and cash in on those because, of course, we're aiming to bring in a younger centre-back. Alongside of those, if we manage to bring in a striker, Antonio might have to leave. £23.5 million for a 30-year-old striker who probably isn't going to start. That's going to be a deal that's too good to refuse. Yarmolenko too, he could be in danger on 100 grand a week. 15.5 million. I mean, he's a very good player, an experienced winger. But is he good enough for the first season? Well, he might just be, depending on who we can bring in. But I could really do with this money. With £7 million to play with, it's time to get some transfers in. The next time you hear me, pre-season will be done. Our first game of the season will be upon us. And hopefully, some new faces will be here. Pre-season is finished. Transfers have been made in and out the club. Let's start with the outs. Yarmolenko was the first to leave for £13 million, risen to 16 million or so. Next, Darren Randolph left. Our backup goalkeeper, we got 3.4 million for him. Happy to see him go. I'll take that money. Thank you. Ryan Fredericks went out the door next. Now, he was a backup right back, 27 years old, over £8 million for him. Whilst he could still do a job in the Premier League, he's not going to do the job for me. And the final out is Gabriel Viega. Now, we've actually just signed this guy, 18 years old. We brought him in for 275 grand, and we've loaned him straight back out. I just think he'd really benefit from having some first team football in the Championship, and then next season, he should be pushing for a first team role. Speaking of the first team though, we started by signing a striker, Eddie Salcido. A fantastic young striker with all of the potential in the world. A bit of a gamble at £8 million for an 18-year-old, but you know, I have faith. I think he's going to do a very decent job for us. Next, we brought in Thiago Almada, a football manager legend of many years, but he's joining West Ham United now. Fantastically well-rounded at only 19 years old. He's already ranked at 3.5 stars for our team, with a lot of potential to grow into. Very happy to have him on board. The next upgrade was made in defence. Maximilian Wober. We brought him in for £17 million, a big transfer, but again, a guy with potential, left-footed, so he can play on the left-hand side of centre-back. A ball-playing defender with passing of 13 and vision of 11 is not ideal, but I do think he's going to improve in the future. Heading of 14, tackling 14, just very well-rounded. Pace of 13 as well, so he is no slouch. Very happy to have him on board. The next signing is a player I've never heard of, Mitchell Sadalek. Brought him in on loan, just as backup really for centre midfield, because we're not really inundated with many players who can play there. And this guy can play many different roles fairly well, so welcome to the team. And the final in is Dominik Livakovic. Now, of course, I didn't need to sign a new goalkeeper, but this guy became available for a very reasonable price of £9 million. So, popped in a bid, and I actually beat Real Madrid to his signature. So, he'll be starting for us for sure. 25 years old, he's only going to develop. Very happy to get this guy in. So with those new signings, this is how West Ham's 11 is going to start the season. We've got Livakovic in goal. We're going to start Ben Johnson right back. He is a young player who's came through the academy here at West Ham. Whilst he's not a world beater yet, he does have a lot of potential to grow. And our first choice right back in Kufal is a little bit injured, so he can't play this game. So Kufal will probably get the start during the season, but Ben Johnson is not a bad replacement. Issa Diop and Woba in the centre-back positions. Cresswell's going to start at left-back. It was a toss-up between Cresswell and Musaku. Musaku's a very talented player, very attacking-minded. So if he was to jump in the first 11, it's not a huge downgrade. Aaron Cresswell's very good. I want to try and get 1 or 2 more years out of this guy because he is very experienced. And as you can see, we do have quite a young side. We've got Declan Rice and Thomas Suchek in the middle there. We've got Bowen on the right-hand side there, cutting in. We've got Almada playing behind the striker and Fornals cutting in from the right-hand side. Eddie Salcedo leading the line, and this is hopefully going to be a very, very positive season. We are predicted to finish 11th in the league, which is simply not good enough. I'm hoping to steal some of these European positions, 5th, 6th, 7th maybe. That would be ideal for our first season. However, it is time for our first game of the season away at Leeds. So let's get the team submitted and let's get into the match. Here we are then, the first game of the season away at Leeds United. What a great game to start the season with. Here is our first highlight of the season, and Leeds have the ball with Kilch in the middle of midfield there. Rodrigo dropping deep, running at our defence, but Rafinha picks it up on that left hand side. Our right hand side of defence is our weakness today, with Johnson playing there, and Calvin Phillips shoots, but Livakovic saves on his debut. I'll talk you through our tactic while we wait for the next highlight here. The whole idea is that Rice and Souček in the middle here. Rice stays a little bit deeper, allowing Souček to drive forward to help with the front four. We're fully buying into the West Ham way of football, playing that positive, attacking, direct football. As Bowen's there, and Bowen scored. Jared Bowen with his first goal of the season. Unexpected little bit there, but what a finish that was. Short highlight, but it resulted in a goal. Let's watch it again as Cresswell throws it in there, picks it back up from deep, delivers a beautiful ball into the box there, and there's Bowen, first time left-footed. What a great finish. 1-0. As I was saying though, Souček is supposed to be pushing forward in this Mazzala role, taking up this area here as Fornals pushes inside, linking up with Thiago Almada and Salcedo up front there. Hopefully, we're going to be able to push forward and dominate games moving through the season. And so far, so good. We're winning 1-0 as Leeds have the next highlight here. Playing it out from the back. As Harrison's on that right hand side. Good little player is Harrison. A lot of good attributes. As Llorente picks up the rush clearance there and plays it back to Meslier, who plays it forward. But Johnson, the young right back, intercepts it. And Bowen now. Thiago Almada, 1-on-1. Oh, he's put it wide. He's put it wide. I thought he was going to dink it into the bottom corner, but wasn't to be. Leeds have it now with Rafinha on the edge of our box. Diop wins the header, and Rafinha should get another chance to cross it in. He does, but it's well defended. And Leeds have it again. Is Luke Ayling now on that right wing. Dangerous player on that right wing. Can deliver it from anywhere, but Cresswell wins it. Comes back to Ayling. He crosses it in. Rodrigo, Rafinha, and there it is. There's the equaliser. It's 1-1. Slightly against the run of play, but with a delivery like that, it's quite difficult to defend, I guess. Let's watch it again. It's Ayling. Well, Cresswell does well in the tackle, but he picks it up again, crosses it in. Rodrigo kind of misses the header, and then Rafinha pops it in bottom corner. Can't be too disappointed with that, but it would have been nice to go into half-time with a bit of a lead, and that still might be the case now. As, no. Declan Rice is getting sent off. Oh, that is not ideal at all. He was our main defensive midfielder, and now he's gone off the pitch. Oh, that is far from ideal. Far from ideal. Alright, what do we do now then? Well, I think it's going to have to be a bit of a defensive substitution. Thiago Almada is going to come off, and Mark Noble's going to come on and play as that deep-lying playmaker on defend. Now, he's not particularly as gifted as Declan Rice, but he'll do a job. He's West Ham through and through, so he'll give his 100% effort, I'm sure. Well, this half has ended horrifically badly, conceding a goal and then Declan Rice getting sent off. So, not an ideal way to end the half for sure. We started so positively as well, but as you can see by the XG here, Leeds have just been getting slowly back into the game. And they have all the momentum right now. I'm going to shout some encouragement to the boys, even though we're a man down. Still believe that we can get something out of this game. Here is a highlight though, with Fornals easily dispossessed by Harrison, and Leeds have it driving forward with Bamford. Plays it out wide to Rafinha, already got a goal, but there's Kilch. Diop with a great tackle, and Bowen's there. What can we do? That's a terrible pass across the box, but Livakovic saves the shot from Rodrigo. What was Bowen doing there? Calvin Phillips with it for Leeds in the middle of the pitch now with Kilch. They have all the time in the world in the middle there, with us being a man down. Thiago Almada is no longer on the pitch to be dropping back and to be trying to intercept those passes. But Ayling's now on the right wing. Calvin Phillips is everywhere. There's Kilch completely unmarked. And it's 2-1. That's Klitsch, not Kilch. But there we go, 2-1 with a back post header. Could have been avoided if we had 11 players on the pitch, but that's the way football goes sometimes, isn't it? Phillips crossed it in. Klitsch is completely unmarked. No idea where our right back is. Probably marking Rafinha there. But there we have it, 2-1. Alright, changes need to be made. Fornals is going to come off for Benrahma. Going to play Lanzini as an advanced playmaker on attack. So hopefully he can drive forward into this space and give us a bit more presence up front. Substitutions have been made and we're into the final 20 minutes. Can we get something from the game? Salcido is not playing well up front on his debut, which is a shame. I do have high hopes for him. Voba is playing dreadfully at 6.4. We have another highlight too, and Leeds have played it up to Bamford. Now Bamford is surrounded by West Ham players here, but he still manages to find a pass. Rafinha, Klitsch now. Rafinha again, inside the box now. Driving forward, Diop tackles. Is it a penalty? No, it's not a penalty. Okay, that is a surprise. But now Dallas, Phillips, Klitsch, Leeds are just stringing it around beautifully. Ayling now Phillips on the edge of the box. Klitsch, fires it towards the top corner, but just goes over. Final 10 minutes, and I think we're going to have to go a little bit more attacking. Even though we've played the whole game on positive, do you think we're going to have to go a bit more attacking? What can we change here? Lanzini is going to push forward, leaving Noble to do a lot of running on his own here. But we need to push. We need to get something out of the game. Our first game of the season. And it looks like we're going to be defeated. Maybe I spoke too soon as there's a highlight. Benrahma now with it. Mark Noble playing in midfield all on his own now. Cresswell driving forwards. Doesn't have a great deal of options ahead of him, but he keeps dribbling forward. Mark Noble now. What can he do? Plays it out wide, but it's intercepted, and Leeds should counter here with Phillips driving forward. Great ball through for Bamford. Oh, what a save. What a save from Livakovic. I was fully expecting it to go 3-1 there, but what a save. Final couple of minutes then, and it looks like it is a defeat on our opening game of the season. Not the best way to start the season at all. What we'll do then is we'll play a few games, and I will bring you back for a double header against Manchester United and Everton. We will end out October, hopefully with 2 victories. So all that's left to be said is thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed the content, please do drop a like, consider subscribing, that would be great, and I'll see you next time.